think about your chances of surviving an accident with an 18-wheeler, even with all of the safety features that are now built into today's passenger cars? Well, tonight, right here, NightBEAT reporter Deborah Kent will look at the life-altering impact of a highway accident in a special report we call Under the Wheel.
Fully loaded at 40 tons on 18 wheels. And one morning on a Connecticut highway, a tractor-trailer moved into Holly Lawver's lane while she was passing on the left.
And I'm beeping my horn, beeping, beeping. First he hit me at the windshield, and I'm still keeping a hold of it. And then he hit me on the in behind, you know, on the whole side, but more in behind, and threw me over. I went over the guardrails and ended up on the other side of the highway.
Holly was thrown 50 feet through the windshield, hitting her face on a guardrail.
I almost died. My face was crushed in 45 places.
For 10 days in intensive care, Holly fought to stay alive, a battle her mother had lost just 11 months earlier.
The truck veered over, hit her exactly at the license plate, and rode over the top of her.
The trucker in Holly's accident paid a $250 fine, but for the lasting injuries that changed Holly's life, his insurance company paid an out-of-court settlement. Now she campaigns against dangerous trucks.
It's like a lethal weapon going down the road.
How lethal? The Insurance Institute for Highway Safety says in 1995, in accidents with large trucks, 98% of the fatalities were occupants of the passenger car. A large truck typically weighs 20 to 30 times what your passenger vehicle weighs. And because of those big wheels, there's another danger. A study in Texas found you're 9 times more likely to die if you rear-end a truck than if you rear-end a car because of underride.
They're on a cellular phone or they're talking with their partner next to them. And when they turn around, they're underneath and they're beheaded, whether you have a safety belt or not. I mean,
You've seen this?
I've seen this. I've seen it happen.
That bar at the rear of the trailer is supposed to stop or slow the car. If it fails, it can be fatal. This is what we're talking about, the underride guard or ICC bar. The standard was set by the Interstate Commerce Commission, which no longer exists, and it's a safety standard that's more than 40 years old. Next time you're behind the wheel, take a look at that bar and ask yourself, would that piece of metal protect me in an accident? Deborah Kent, Channel 3 Eyewitness News on the NightBEAT.
Now, Deborah tells us next year a new safety standard takes effect, but consumer groups are calling it a sellout to the trucking industry. We'll look at the newer safeguard tomorrow night here.
A major salad scare in the Kansas City area tonight. Police think that something very fishy is going on after fish hooks are found in some restaurants' salad bars. This now happened for the second time. A 58-year-old man was eating his salad at the Golden Corral restaurant when he noticed a small fish hook inside. He described what happened moments before.
I bit into something, but it wasn't sharp or anything. I swallowed it. I thought it might have been part of the salad or something. I didn't know what it was. So then when I went down to get another forkful, I noticed the fish hook. My wife was there at that time, and I told her to go up there and tell them, you know, the people who run that place.
Police don't have any suspects or motives, but they believe that someone out there can help them solve this sick and very dangerous prank. You may have just seen the movie called Too Close to Home, starring Judith Light, Rick Schroeder, and Sarah Trigger. It aired on CBS this evening. Now, Light played Diane Donahue, a mother so consumed with love for her adult son, Nick, that she may have committed murder in order to keep him by her side.
She simply loves her son. And everything she is doing in her own perception, distorted as it may be to other people out there, is not a distortion to her.
That may be the Diane Donahue you just saw in tonight's movie, but the real Diane was a one-woman horror show. Just ask Phil Behrens, who spent years researching the case for tonight's movie.
She caused the scene in the courtroom unlike anyone's ever seen before. Why she wasn't thrown out in contempt, no one knows. She slammed on the tables, and she ranted and raved at the judges and other witnesses. She just wanted her way. She's a kind of crazy lady.
Abby Fletcher, a local nurse, soon found that out. She had met Diane's son Nick at this hospital after Diane suffered a drug overdose. After a brief courtship, the two were married. Bad idea, says Behrens.
She began scouring the town, that being bus stops, coffee shops, people on the street, people she'd never seen before, people she knew well, trying to come up with some plan, some way to get rid of this young woman.
Diane didn't have to look too far. She finally settled in at this seedy nightclub where she was introduced to two local street punks. The men went to Abby's apartment, tricked her into getting into this borrowed Chevy, and beat her continuously before dumping her into a ravine and burying her alive.
This is a very brutal crime in what I thought to be a very quiet, calm, idyllic little city. It was shocking.
But the two men left many clues. Police were on to them in no time. A month after the crime, Diane herself was caught trying to annul her son's marriage by bringing this ex-con down to City Hall to pose as her son while she posed as her daughter-in-law. All three stood trial in what was one of the most sensational crimes in history. When it was over, all three were sentenced to die in the gas chamber, although Diane Donahue did not go down easy.
When she went to her death, when they came in to put the hood over her face, she shook it off, telling them she didn't want it. And then she looked right in their eyes, in the eyes of the witnesses outside the window, and said, "I'm innocent."
Nick never could save his mother. Diane was executed one morning back in 1962. Her two accomplices were executed together that same day. And while Nick, they say, was distraught over his wife's death, he was also in denial about his mother's guilt and agreed to defend her in what became a history-making trial.
What a story.
Yeah, I taped it tonight. I'm going to go home and watch it.
All right. In the meantime, we've got some news straight ahead here. Fashion for the 90s never looked as awkward as we're going to show you right here. We're taking you to something you won't see on The Bold and the Beautiful, friends.
Okay. Plus, a little bit later in sports tonight, it was a big night in Philadelphia for a Hartford boxer. Joe Tessitore has that story coming up on Channel 3 Eyewitness News. We'll be right back.
And Eyewitness News Night Beat continues with the promise of more mild weather to come. Check this out. Channel 3 New England Weather Service temperature right now in Hartford, 57 degrees, 48, 49%. The relative humidity and statewide, here's what it looks like. 41 at Torrington Country Club in Goshen, 49 in Enfield, 55 on the Yukon campus at Storrs. We got 51 at Meriden Square Mall, 54 in Milford, and 46 degrees in Waterford. And this temperature at Channel 3, 57 degrees, is about 11 degrees cooler than this afternoon's highs. How warm did it get around the area? Well, take a look at our temperatures, high temperature map for this afternoon. 68 in Hartford and Enfield. We had 70 in Meriden. These temperatures just a little bit milder than normal for this time of the year, but didn't it feel good? Well, temperatures across the Northeast tonight on the mild side, and it looks like we're going to continue with this mild trend through tomorrow. Here's your forecast in detail. For tonight, we're calling for partly cloudy with readings in the 40s. And for tomorrow, a mostly sunny, very mild day. 70s inland, just 60s along the coastline where a sea breeze will set up. The 5-day planner shows that Thursday, some showers will develop, especially Thursday afternoon with thickening clouds. Friday and Saturday, partly cloudy, but Sunday, chance for a shower with partly sunny conditions and some nice mild temperatures a couple of times this week.
So you've just got that one blemish on Thursday.
Well, and we need to sprinkle it once in a while.
Yes, we absolutely do. Thank you, Hilton.
Got to make that grass grow so we can get out and cut it. A sellout crowd tonight at the Meadows Music Theater. They're all coming out to see Lord of the Dance, a new Irish-style extravaganza that's touring the country. Show very, very popular and proof. It brought in more than $100 million in only 6 months' time.
I know. I saw some of the dancers downtown Hartford today. They look so good.
They're in shape.
Yeah, I'll say. The Yankees try to win another one, and the two teams in the Stanley Cup playoffs try to stay alive.
Stay with us. The Sports Beat's coming up next.
Connecticut's hidden sports gem looking to shine bright again. Hartford's San Juan Center has produced some of the best boxers in recent history. And tonight, one of their own was stepping in front of the national TV cameras. At 12-0, 10 knockouts, Hartford's Angel Vasquez met up with Daryl Pickney. And in the third round, Daryl meets that Philadelphia canvas, standing 8 count, and then gets him in trouble. The flurries, the big left. Pickney goes down hard, flopped like a fish, and it was all over. They stopped it at 2:14 in the third round. An impressive win for the hometown featherweight. Angel Vasquez is 13-0, 11 knockouts. He's ranked 5th in the world and rising fast. Angel wasn't the only fighter from Hartford San Juan Center to make news today. Windsor's John Scully told me this afternoon he's closing in on a deal to fight former world champion Roberto Duran. This could be one of Scully's biggest paydays ever. The fight would be in Germany. That's where Scully's had recent success. Scully likes the fact it's a big-name opponent who would love to try and bang with him. Scully's 36-7. The matchup seems like a perfect fit unless Duran once again says no mas. John says he's 90% sure the deal could be done within the next 2 weeks. Now, as for Duran, he'll be 46 years old by the time the fight is set in June. Everyone might remember him best for his 3 battles with Sugar Ray. And what history could he be going for? Well, Duran is sitting on career win number 99. What a scene in the NHL tonight. 3 playoff series pushed to the limit of a 7th game. Upset-minded Ottawa in Buffalo. Could the Senators pull off the miracle? Their first ever playoffs in overtime was prime time. Watch Derek Plant, unassisted, gets through Ron Tugnut. Plant tied in the 3rd, wins it in overtime. 3-2 a final for Buffalo. They advance elsewhere on the scoreboard. They are in overtime in Dallas, and Anaheim leads in the 1st. NBA scene, Miami looking to sweep away Orlando, and off the Heat turnover. Armstrong looking for the alley-oop to Penny. He scored 42. Do you believe in magic? You should. 88-75 is your final, and Detroit is up 2-1 in their series. Minnesota, Houston, Seattle, Phoenix, all still going at it. Seattle's Kid Griffey was quiet in the Bronx last night. The Yanks hoping the best player in the game could be quiet one more time. Pinstripes looking for their 4th straight win. And Bernie Williams helps out in the 4th. 2-run homer. That puts the Yanks up 2-zip. It was tied at 2s in the 8th, and it's time to just throw the game away. Rich Amaral singles through the hole into left. 1 run comes in. Everything goes nuts, and Seattle takes care of the Yankees. Big-time 5-run inning. Red Sox hosting the Disney Boys Anaheim at Fenway. Will Cordero, where there's a will, there's a way, and there's also a 2-run double. Puts the Sox up 2-1 in the 3rd, then in the 9th, all tied at 4s. Forget about it. Sox lose it. 5-4. Mets win 3-1, and Angel Vasquez is 13-0. Hartford boxing doing well today.
Angel's feeling pretty good tonight. All right, thank you, Joe.
Way to go. And the Night Beat's coming right back.
I did Ellen's show, now she's doing mine.
I feel like a therapist on the Ellen Show.
Am I paying you? She's coming out with her new girlfriend.
I saw Ellen across a crowded room.
And she has got a lot to say.
Why did you think it was necessary to come out? Because it is okay.
So does this audience.
I'm not on the cover saying, yep, I'm straight. Time has been asking how to get in touch with you.
She's coming out. Let's go get her.
Join us at 4, right here on Channel 3.
Hello, I'm Mika Brzezinski. Summertime means spending lots of time outside on your deck. Tomorrow, Consumer Reports tests what finishes can help your deck last longer.
Hi, I'm Nancy Aborn. Join me Wednesday morning as we celebrate spring at the Wadsworth Athenaeum. Live on Eyewitness News this morning from 5:30 until 8 a.m.
Quickly on the Night Beat newsreel, an unusual fashion show in Taiwan. The dresses are custom-made designer gear, but the models are dogs and cats, Gayle.
2 American pet food companies organized this get-together. The dogs prance, the cats prowl. They're about in T-shirts, jackets, suits, and dresses, all custom-fitted to the shape and their size.
What people do to their pets. Good night.
Take it easy.
The I-Team, Connecticut's watchdog, only on Channel 3 Eyewitness News.